Ryan stood at the edge of the great landing platform. The sky above was a deep purple shade with stars shining brightly. Around him, the air was cold but clear. His breath formed small clouds that quickly disappeared in the quiet wind. The massive ship behind him was silent now. It had just landed on the planet Elaris, a world ruled by the alien Queen Zara. This was no ordinary visit. Ryan was here on a mission that could change the future of both humans and aliens. Ryan was a soldier, but not like the others who rushed into battle without thought. He was calm and careful. His training was strong, but more than that, he had a heart full of hope. He believed in peace even when surrounded by war. This mission was about making peace. He was chosen because he could listen, understand, and act with kindness. The palace where the queen lived rose tall in the distance. It was made of shining white stone with towers reaching into the sky. Strange blue plants grew around it, glowing softly. Guards with silver armor stood still by the gates. They watched Ryan with sharp eyes. The queen's people were known to be proud and strong. They did not trust humans easily. As Ryan walked forward, the cold wind brushed his face. He noticed small details, the way the guards held their weapons, the silent movements of strange creatures flying above the palace. The palace doors opened slowly. Light spilled out like a golden river. A tall figure stepped forward. Queen Zara was unlike any ruler Ryan had seen before. Her skin was a deep blue color, smooth like glass but strong like metal. Her eyes shone like stars filled with wisdom and power. She wore a long dress that sparkled softly. On her head was a crown shaped like the wings of a bird, delicate but fierce. Her long hair moved like water, shining in the light. Ryan felt a mix of fear and respect. He bowed his head slightly, but Zara held out a hand to stop him. Her voice was calm but strong. "Welcome, human soldier. I am Queen Zara of Elaris. You have traveled far. Speak your purpose." Ryan stepped forward. He spoke clearly. "Queen Zara, I am here to bring a message of peace from Earth. We wish to build a future together, to learn from each other, and to protect our worlds from harm." The Queen's eyes narrowed. "Peace is easy to say, but harder to trust. Many humans have tried and failed before you." Ryan nodded. "I know trust is earned. I am ready to show you through my actions, not just words." The Queen looked at him for a long moment. Then she gestured toward the palace. "Come, we will see if your actions speak true." Inside, the palace was filled with beauty and power. Walls were decorated with shimmering tapestries. Strange symbols glowed softly on the floors and ceilings. Alien servants moved quietly, their eyes curious but respectful. Ryan followed Zara through long halls until they reached a large room where the court waited. The court was a place of great importance. Here the queen's advisors and warriors gathered to discuss matters of state. Most of them were tall and muscular, wearing armor that shined like stars. Their faces were stern and serious. When they saw Ryan, whispers spread quickly. Some looked at him with suspicion, others with surprise. Zara raised her voice. "This is Ryan, a human soldier sent to our world with a message of peace. We will watch him carefully." Ryan felt the weight of many eyes on him. He stood tall, his shoulders back, showing he was not afraid. He spoke softly. "I am here to learn and to help. I do not come as a conqueror, but as a friend." The court remained silent. The queen then turned to her chief advisor, an older alien named Vorn. "Vorn, watch him closely. See if his heart is true." Vorn stepped forward. His face was marked by years of battle and wisdom. "I will, my queen." Days passed as Ryan stayed in the palace. Each day brought new challenges. Zara did not trust him easily. She gave him tasks that were hard and sometimes strange. One day, she asked him to learn the alien language quickly. Another day, she sent him to help repair a broken machine that only her engineers could fix. Ryan worked hard. He asked questions politely and listened carefully. Slowly, he showed that he was not like others. He cared about their problems and tried to solve them without forcing his ideas. The queen watched him closely from her throne, sometimes with a soft smile, but mostly with a serious gaze. One morning, Ryan found himself standing in the great hall. Zara was there too, dressed in a simple robe. She came closer to him and said, "You surprise me, human. Your patience and kindness are rare." Ryan smiled gently. "I believe that understanding can build bridges even between very different worlds." Zara's eyes shone brighter. "Perhaps you are right. But the court is not so sure. They have seen many humans before." Just then, a loud sound echoed through the palace. Guards rushed in. A messenger arrived, breathless and worried. My queen, scouts report that a rival clan from the neighboring planet is moving toward Alaris. They bring war. The room grew silent. Zara's face hardened. We must prepare for battle. Ryan stepped forward. Queen Zara, may I offer a plan? I have ideas that could help protect your people. Zara looked at him. This was a moment of truth. Could she trust this human soldier? Speak, Ryan. Show me why you are different, Ryan explained carefully. He spoke of combining human technology with alien strength. He described ways to defend without needless bloodshed. The court listened, some skeptical, others curious. Zara finally nodded. We will try your plan. But know this, human, if you fail, the consequences will be yours. Ryan bowed his head. I will not fail you. The queen's face softened for a moment. Then prepare yourself. The days ahead will test us all. That night, Ryan stood alone on the balcony looking at the stars. He thought of his home on Earth and the new world he now faced. He felt a mix of hope and fear, but most of all, he felt determination. He knew that this mission was bigger than himself. It was about bringing two very different worlds together. A soft voice came behind him. You have courage, Ryan. He turned to see Queen Zara standing there, her eyes full of something he could not yet name. Thank you, Your Majesty, he said quietly. The Queen smiled. Rest now. Tomorrow the real challenge begins. As the cold wind blew softly, two very different souls prepared for a future that none could yet imagine. A future where a human soldier might change the fate of an alien queen and her people. The morning sun rose slowly over the palace of Alaris, casting soft light over the silver towers and blue gardens. Inside the grand hall, Queen Zara gathered her council. The tension was thick. The news of the rival clan's approach had spread quickly. Soldiers moved like shadows through the halls, readying weapons and armor. Ryan stood among them, feeling the weight of his responsibility. He had seen many battles on Earth, but this was different. Here he was not just a soldier. He was a stranger in a strange land, trying to bring peace with a plan that had never been tested. He knew that failure was not an option. Zara's voice cut through the room. We cannot afford to fight blindly. Ryan, you will lead the group that prepares our defenses. Show us what you have learned, Ryan nodded. I will do my best, Your Majesty. The Queen's eyes held a mixture of hope and challenge. Remember, our people depend on you. The council broke up. Ryan followed Vorn, the chief advisor, to the war room. Maps of stars and planets covered the walls. Strange symbols marked the positions of their forces and those of the enemy. Vorn pointed to one section. The rival clan moves fast. They use speed and surprise. Our traditional defense may not hold. Ryan studied the map carefully. Then we must change the way we fight. I will combine human tactics with your technology. Vorn raised an eyebrow. Explain. Ryan walked to the table and began to show his ideas. He spoke of creating barriers that could block enemy ships. He described new ways to use their energy weapons. He suggested training small teams to move quickly and strike where the enemy least expected. The council listened, some with doubt, but others with interest. Zara entered quietly. She looked at the plans and then at Ryan. Your ideas are different, but time is short. Ryan took a deep breath. Then we must act quickly. I will lead the training, the Queen nodded. Do what you must. The days that followed were busy and intense. Ryan worked alongside alien engineers and soldiers. He learned their ways while teaching them new tactics. Slowly, a plan took shape. Soldiers trained hard. New machines were built. Energy shields shimmered over the palace walls. At first, many were skeptical. Some whispered that a human could not understand alien war. But Ryan did not give up. He listened to the soldiers' stories and respected their traditions. In return, they began to trust him. One evening, as the sun set in brilliant red and gold, Ryan stood with Zara on the palace balcony. The city below was alive with activity. Lights flickered on and off. Soldiers prepared for the coming fight. Zara turned to him. You have done well, Ryan. I see your heart is true. Ryan smiled softly. Thank you, Your Majesty. But this is only the beginning. Suddenly, a loud alarm rang through the palace. The rival clan's ships had entered Alaris' space. The battle was about to start. Zara's face became serious. Prepare yourself, soldier. The future of my people is in your hands. Ryan's heart beat faster. He had trained for this moment. He gathered his team, ready to face the unknown. They moved quickly through the palace halls, heading to the command center. The first wave of enemy ships appeared in the sky, dark and menacing. The air filled with the sound of engines and weapons. The battle had begun. Ryan stayed calm. He gave orders clearly. His team worked together, using the new tactics he had taught.
Energy shields flashed as they blocked enemy attacks.
Small fighter ships darted through space, striking back with precision. The Queen watched from her throne room, her blue eyes fixed on the battle. She saw the humans and aliens fighting side by side. The sight gave her hope. But the rival clan was strong. Their ships were faster and more numerous. They pressed harder, breaking through some defenses. The palace shook with the force of explosions. Rian knew they needed a new plan. He looked at the map and spotted a weakness in the enemy's formation. "Send a small team to flank the enemy from the east," he ordered. "I will lead them." Zara's voice came through the communicator. "Be careful, Ryan," he nodded. "I will not fail." Ryan and his team moved quickly, weaving through the chaos of battle. The stars seemed to blur as they raced toward the enemy's side. Suddenly, enemy ships appeared, blocking their way. The fight was fierce. Ryan's sword flashed as he fought with skill and strength. His team followed his lead, pushing forward with determination. One by one, they broke through the enemy's lines. At last, they reached the enemy's command ship. Ryan ordered his team to disable its weapons. The battle turned. Without their command ship, the rival clan's forces began to retreat. Back at the palace, cheers rose up as the Queen's people celebrated. Zara smiled proudly. "You have done more than I hoped, human soldier." Ryan felt relief and joy, but he knew this was just one battle in a long war. He looked at the Queen and said, "We still have much work to do, Your Majesty. Together we can protect our worlds." Zara nodded. "Yes, Ryan, together." That night the palace was quiet. The stars shone bright. Ryan stood once more on the balcony, feeling the cool air on his face. He thought of the battles to come and the trust he had earned. He was no longer just a visitor. He was part of something greater, a chance for peace between two very different worlds. The days after the battle were full of quiet tension. The rival clan had retreated, but their threat still lingered like a dark cloud over Alaris. Queen Zara moved with a calm determination, but in her eyes Ryan saw worry. The palace was alive with preparations, but beneath the surface old fears and doubts stirred. Rian had earned respect from many, but some still whispered in shadowed corners. Some trusted him, but others wondered if a human soldier could truly understand the alien way of life. It was a time when every action mattered. One morning, as the twin suns of Alaris rose high, Rian was summoned to the Queen's private chamber. The room was filled with soft light and strange plants that seemed to breathe with life. Zara sat on a chair carved from shining blue crystal. Her expression was serious. "Ryan," she said, "I have called you here because the peace we seek is not yet secure. There are those who do not want this alliance. You must be careful. Trust is fragile." Ryan nodded. "I understand, Your Majesty. I will be cautious." Zara's eyes softened for a moment. "You have done well. But now you must face challenges beyond the battlefield. You must learn to read the hidden dangers." Ryan looked at her, curiosity growing. "What do you mean?" Before she could answer, the doors burst open. A young guard rushed in, breathless. "Queen Zara, there is a message from the rival clan. They demand a meeting. They say they want to speak of peace." The room fell silent. Zara stood slowly. "We will meet them, but I want you by my side, Rian. Your presence may help." Rian bowed. "I will go, Your Majesty." The meeting was set for the next day in a neutral zone on a small moon between the two planets. It was a place known for its harsh winds and rocky terrain. When Rian and Zara arrived, the rival clan's leader waited. He was tall and strong, with skin the color of dark stone. His eyes were sharp and cold. Zara stepped forward, speaking calmly. "We meet to find peace, not war." The rival leader laughed softly. "Peace? You speak as if you believe it? But your human friend here, he is a spy. You trust a stranger too easily." Ryan stepped forward. "I am no spy. I want peace just like you," the rival leader sneered. "Words are easy. Actions are what count." The talks were tense. Both sides made demands and threats. Ryan watched closely. He saw how fear and anger shaped their words. But he also saw a chance, a small opening where understanding could grow. That night, as they camped under cold stars, Zara spoke to Rian. "This clan is strong but proud. They fear change. If we want peace, we must show them strength and kindness." Rian nodded. "I will do what I can." The next days were filled with secret meetings and quiet negotiations. Ryan learned much about the rival clans' ways. He saw their pain and their hopes. Slowly, a plan took shape, a plan to unite the clans through shared purpose. Back in the palace, not everyone welcomed these talks. Some warriors believed that only war would bring safety. They saw Ryan's efforts as weakness. One evening, while walking in the palace gardens, Ryan overheard two soldiers speaking. "That human thinks he can change us," one said. "He does not belong here," the other nodded.
We must watch him.
"If he fails, it will be on all of us." Ryan's heart tightened. He knew he had enemies not just outside, but within. He could not fail. Not for himself, but for the future of Alaris and Earth. He decided to meet with Vorn, the chief advisor. Vorn was a man of wisdom and fairness. Ryan trusted him. "In these halls, trust is fragile," Ryan said quietly. "Some see me as a threat," Vorn sighed. "Change is always hard, but your courage and honor have earned respect. Keep true to yourself." Ryan nodded, feeling strength in those words. Days later, a sudden attack shocked the palace. A small group of enemy warriors tried to infiltrate the palace walls. The alarms blared and soldiers rushed to defend their home. Ryan joined the fight without hesitation. He moved through the corridors with skill and bravery. The attackers were fierce but few. At one moment, Ryan faced a powerful enemy warrior. They clashed swords in a battle of strength and will. Ryan's training and calm focus gave him the edge. He disarmed his opponent and held his sword to the enemy's throat. "Leave this place," Ryan said firmly. "We seek peace, not war." The enemy hesitated, then fled. The palace was safe. After the battle, Zara came to Ryan. "You have protected my people. You have earned my deepest respect." Ryan smiled softly. "I only do what is right." Zara looked at him with a new light in her eyes. "You have surprised me, human soldier. You carry more than a sword. You carry hope." The palace grew quiet again. The stars above watched over two worlds, trying to find a new way. Ryan stood once more on the balcony, feeling the weight of his journey. He thought of the battles ahead and the fragile peace they fought to build. In that moment, he understood something important. Trust was not given. It was earned with every action, every word, every choice, and he was ready. The peaceful days were short. The rival clan still did not fully trust the queen's rule or the human soldier who stood beside her. The palace walls held whispers and secrets, but beyond them, a deeper danger was growing. One afternoon, as golden light poured into the throne room, Queen Zara summoned Ryan. Her face was serious, her usual calm replaced by a sharp focus. "Ryan," she said, "I have a mission for you, a mission that could change everything." Ryan listened carefully. "Tell me, Your Majesty," Zara explained. "We have learned that the rival clan is planning a secret attack. They are gathering weapons on a distant asteroid. If they succeed, our peace talks will fail and war will come again." Ryan's eyes narrowed.
How can we stop them?
"We cannot send our armies there openly. It would be seen as an act of war. You must go in secret, find the truth and stop the attack." Ryan understood the weight of the task. It was dangerous, but also necessary. "I will not fail," he promised. Zara reached out and placed a hand on his shoulder. "I believe in you." Ryan prepared quickly. His team was small but skilled. They included two alien warriors, Lyra and Jor, who trusted Ryan and fought alongside him during the battle. Together they boarded a small stealth ship. The engines hummed softly as they left the safety of the palace and flew toward the distant asteroid. The journey was long and silent. Ryan studied the maps and planned their approach carefully. The asteroid was covered with sharp rocks and deep craters. It was a dangerous place for a fight. When they arrived, the team used cloaking devices to hide their ship. They moved carefully toward the enemy's base, hidden in a cave deep inside the asteroid. Inside, they saw the rival clan's warriors working with strange machines. Weapons were being made stronger and faster than anything Ryan had seen before. He took pictures and sent them back to Queen Zara. The proof was clear, but as they moved deeper, they were discovered. Alarms blared and enemy warriors rushed toward them. Ryan and his team fought fiercely. The narrow caves echoed with the clash of weapons and shouted orders. Lyra and Jor showed great skill, protecting Ryan as he disabled the enemy's machines. Suddenly, they reached the center of the base, where the leader of the rival clan's war council stood. He was larger and stronger than the others, with eyes full of fire. "You dare to come here, human?" he growled. Ryan stepped forward, holding his sword steady. "I come to stop your war." The enemy leader laughed, but before he could attack, Lyra and Jor moved quickly, blocking him. The fight was fierce but quick. Ryan's team worked as one, using their training and trust. The rival leader was captured. With the leader in chains, the enemy warriors lost their will to fight. The base fell silent. Rian contacted Queen Zara and reported the mission's success. The Queen's voice was calm but proud. "You have done a great service. The peace talks can continue." Returning to the palace, Ryan felt a new respect from many. The mission had shown his bravery and wisdom, but he also knew the rival clan was not defeated. Their anger and pride ran deep. He and Zara would need to work harder to build a future where both their people could live without fear. That night, in the quiet of his room, Ryan thought about what lay ahead. The mission had tested his strength and courage. It had shown him the power of trust and unity. He looked out at the stars and whispered to himself, "This is just the beginning." The victory at the asteroid base brought a fragile hope to Alaris. The rival clan's weapons were destroyed, and the War Council's leader was captured. Still, peace was not yet secure. Queen Zara knew this well. The clans had deep wounds, and old hatred was hard to heal. In the days after the mission, Zara called a great meeting of all clan leaders. The room was filled with strong voices and proud faces. Many had never met a human before. Some looked at Ryan with suspicion, others with curiosity. Zara stood tall and spoke clearly. "We have faced dangers together. The threat of war still remains, but so does the hope for peace. We must find a way to unite, not with swords, but with trust and respect." The leaders murmured among themselves. Some agreed, but others remained doubtful. Ryan stepped forward. "I have seen what war can do. I have fought alongside your warriors, and I have seen your strength. But strength is not only in battle. It is in standing together." His words were simple, but they carried weight. The room fell silent. One leader, a tall woman with sharp eyes named Mela, spoke up. "You speak well, human soldier. But how can we trust a stranger? How can we know you do not have your own plans?" Rian met her gaze without fear. "My plans are for peace and safety for all. I have no secret goals. I only want to help." Mela nodded slowly. "Actions will prove your words." The meeting lasted long into the night. Ideas were shared, arguments made, and plans formed. They agreed on a new council where leaders from all clans would work together with the Queen and Rian as a human representative. Outside the meeting hall, Rian walked with Zara. "It will not be easy," he said. "Old wounds take time to heal." Zara smiled gently. "But you have already done more than many thought possible. Your courage and honesty have opened doors." The following weeks were busy with work. Ryan trained with the alien warriors, learning their ways and sharing his own. He built friendships and faced challenges. The distrust in some eyes reminded him that peace was a path, not a destination. One day a message arrived from Earth. It was a reminder that Ryan's home was far away. His family and friends lived on a distant planet. The thought made him pause. He wondered if he would ever return, but Zara's words echoed in his mind. "This is just the beginning." A sudden disturbance interrupted the calm. A group of young warriors from the rival clan broke the new peace agreement. They attacked a small village loyal to the Queen. Rian was called to lead the defense. The attack was swift and violent, but Ryan's team responded with skill and care. They protected the villagers without unnecessary harm. After the battle, Ryan found one of the young attackers hiding among the ruins. The boy was scared, no older than 15. Ryan lowered his weapon and spoke softly. "Why do you fight against your own people?" The boy looked down. "They told us the Queen and the human want to destroy us." Ryan shook his head. "That is not true. We want peace. You can choose a different path." The boy hesitated, then nodded slowly. "I want to believe you." Ryan helped him up. He knew the road to peace was long and hard. It was not just about battles, but about winning hearts. Back at the palace, Zara met with the council. She spoke of the attack and the need for understanding. "We must reach out to those who feel lost. We must show them that peace is stronger than fear." Ryan added, "We will send teachers and healers to the villages. We will build bridges." The council agreed, and plans began to form. Slowly, the clans started to come together in new ways. Trade increased, festivals were held, and children from different clans learned side by side. Rian watched these changes with hope. He knew his journey was far from over, but he also knew that every small step mattered. One evening, as the sun set in fiery colors, Zara invited Ryan to walk in the palace gardens. The air was cool and the flowers smelled sweet. "You have changed many things here," she said softly. "You have shown us that courage is not only in battle but in heart." Ryan smiled. "I have learned much from you and your people. You have taught me the meaning of true strength." Zara looked at him with warmth. "Together we will build a future where all can live without fear." Ryan felt a quiet joy. For the first time since leaving Earth, he felt truly at home. The stars above shone bright as two worlds began to weave their fates together. It was a story of trust, courage, and hope. A story still unfolding. And Ryan knew that no matter what challenges lay ahead, he would face them with honor and heart. The peaceful days following the council meeting brought hope to many. The villages started to heal, and the young warriors who had once attacked now attended lessons about peace and unity. But beyond the horizon, new challenges were gathering. One morning, as Ryan trained with Lyra and Jor in the palace courtyard, a messenger arrived in urgent haste. The alien warrior's eyes were wide with worry. "Queen Zara requests your presence," he said to Ryan. "It is urgent." Ryan nodded and followed the messenger, through winding corridors until they reached the throne room. Zara stood there, her face serious but calm. "We have received troubling news," she said. "A new threat is coming to Alaris. Not from the rival clans, but from beyond our system." Ryan's brow furrowed. "What kind of threat?" Zara took a deep breath. "A group of mercenaries from a distant star system. They seek to conquer and control. Their technology is advanced, and they show no mercy." Ryan felt a chill. This was no small danger. The peace they had fought for might soon be broken. Zara continued, "We cannot face them alone. I propose an alliance with the neighboring star systems. We need to unite more than ever." The room fell silent. An alliance was risky. Many feared outsiders, but Ryan saw the wisdom in Zara's words. "I will help in any way I can," he said firmly. In the following days, Zara and Ryan worked tirelessly. They sent messages to nearby systems asking for support. To their relief, some responded with willingness to join forces. Others were hesitant, worried about getting involved in Alaris's problems. Ryan traveled with Zara to meet with the leaders of these systems. The journey was long and filled with tense discussions. But slowly trust began to form. During one meeting on the starship of a neighboring queen, Ryan saw how different their worlds were, yet how similar their hopes and fears remained. The leaders agreed to form a defensive alliance, sharing resources and knowledge. Back on Alaris, preparations began for the coming fight. The palace transformed into a center of strategy and training. New weapons and ships were built, combining human and alien technology. Ryan found himself leading mixed teams of soldiers. He trained hard, knowing that soon they would face a true test. One evening, while inspecting the new ships, Ryan met an alien commander named Terra. She was strong and proud, but also wise. They spoke of their hopes for peace and the future. "You have done much for us," she said. "Your courage and heart inspire many," Ryan smiled. "I learned from all of you. Together we are stronger." As the days passed, tension grew. Scouts reported that the mercenaries' ships were approaching. The alliance prepared for battle. On the night before the attack, Zara called Ryan to her side. "This will be difficult," she said softly, "but we must stand united. Our people are counting on us," Ryan nodded. "We will protect Alaris." When the first ships appeared in the sky, the alliance forces were ready. The battle was fierce and loud. Explosions lit the dark space and fighters moved with speed and skill. Ryan flew his ship with steady hands, fighting alongside his allies. The teamwork he had helped build showed its strength. After hours of fighting, the mercenaries began to retreat. The alliance had won, but the cost was heavy. Back on the ground, Zara and Ryan greeted the soldiers. They honored the brave and comforted the wounded. "This victory is not the end," Zara said. "It is a new beginning. We must continue to build trust to grow stronger." Ryan looked at the faces around him, human and alien, united by hope and courage. He knew that the future was uncertain, but together they could face whatever came. Under the bright stars of Alaris, a new story was being written, one of friendship, honor, and the power of standing together, and Ryan felt ready for the journey ahead. The victory against the mercenaries had given hope to many, but it also brought new challenges. Trust was still fragile among the clans and the alliance. The Queen and Rian knew that unity must be tested not only in battle but in loyalty. Several weeks after the battle, a troubling rumor began to spread through the palace halls. Some whispered that one of the leaders in the council was working secretly with the mercenaries. If true, it would be a betrayal that could destroy all they had built. Queen Zara called Rian to her chambers. "We must find the truth. If there is a traitor among us, the danger is great." Rian nodded. "I will do whatever it takes." They decided to act carefully. Accusing someone without proof could cause panic. Rian began quietly investigating, watching the council meetings and listening to conversations. The palace was full of tension. Eyes followed Rian wherever he went, some with suspicion, others with hope. One evening, while reviewing reports, Rian noticed a strange message hidden in the communication logs. It was a secret code sent to an unknown receiver outside the system. He brought the message to Zara. "This may be the proof we need." Zara's face hardened. "We must confront this carefully." Rian and Zara planned a meeting with the council inviting all leaders. The atmosphere was heavy as they gathered. Rian spoke first. "There is a suspicion of betrayal. We have found evidence of secret communication with our enemies." Gasps filled the room. Some leaders denied, others looked uneasy. Zara raised her hand. "We will investigate. But until then, trust must hold." The investigation was slow and difficult. Rian worked with Lyra and Jor to follow leads, but the trail was tricky. The traitor was careful and smart. Days passed, and the palace felt like a cage of doubt. Some council members avoided Rian, while others tried to gain his trust. One night, while patrolling the palace gardens, Rian overheard voices near the outer wall. He hid and listened. It was two council members speaking in low tones. They spoke of plans to weaken the alliance and help the mercenaries return. Rian recognized one voice. It belonged to Mela, the leader who had first doubted him. Shock filled him. Could someone so close betray them? He quietly returned to Zara. "I have heard something important. We must act." Zara agreed, and together they confronted Mela. At first, she denied everything, but when shown the evidence, her mask fell. "I did what I thought best for my people," she said bitterly. "The alliance weakens us," Rian replied calmly. "Unity is our only strength. Without it, we all lose." Mela was taken into custody, but the damage was done. The council was shaken, and some leaders began to question the alliance. Zara called a new meeting. "We will not let fear and doubt destroy us. We must rebuild trust." Rian stepped forward. "We have faced enemies outside and now within, but we stand together because we believe in a better future." The council agreed to new rules of transparency and communication. The people of Ilaris watched closely, hoping for peace but prepared for struggle. In the quiet moments, Rian thought of his journey. From a lone soldier to a symbol of hope, his life had changed in ways he never imagined. One evening, as he walked under the twin moons, Zara joined him. "You have done well," she said. "Not just in battle but in heart," Rian smiled. "It is because of your trust." They looked at the stars, knowing that the path ahead was still long, but together they would face it. The days that followed the uncovering of betrayal were heavy with change. The council worked hard to rebuild trust, and the people of Ilaris slowly began to believe in the future again. The alliance, though tested, stood stronger than before. Rian found himself often walking among the people, listening to their hopes and fears. He saw children playing together, alien and human alike, and it reminded him why he had chosen this path. This was more than a fight for survival. It was a fight for a new way of life. One morning, Zara called Rian to the palace. Her face held a quiet strength that inspired those around her. "The time has come," she said. "Our people are ready. We will hold the Festival of Unity to celebrate our new beginning." Rian smiled. "It is a moment to remember." The festival was planned with care. Banners flew in the bright sky. Music filled the air, and the scent of food and flowers spread through the city. Leaders from the allied systems arrived to join the celebration. As the day arrived, the streets of Ilaris were alive with color and joy. Rian stood beside Zara on a high balcony watching the crowd below. "This is the future," Zara said softly. "One we build with hope and courage." Rian nodded. "And with the strength of many hearts." During the festival, Rian was surprised when a young girl approached him. She held a small flower and looked up with wide eyes. "Thank you," she said simply. Ryan smiled, touched.
For what?
"For bringing peace to our home," she replied. The moment filled him with warmth. It was for moments like this he had fought. As night fell, Zara spoke to the crowd. Her voice was clear and strong. "Today we celebrate not only peace but the bonds we have formed. We are different, yet together we are one. Let this festival be a symbol of our unity and our promise to protect each other." The crowd cheered and fireworks lit the sky. Ryan looked at Zara, feeling a deep respect and friendship. Later, in a quiet room, Zara and Ryan talked about the future. "We have come far," she said. "But there is still much to do." Ryan agreed. "I will stand with you no matter what." The bond between them was strong, built on trust, respect, and shared dreams. The stars above Alaris shone bright, lighting the way for a new dawn. The journey had been difficult, but it had also been filled with hope and courage. And as the city slept, Ryan knew that no matter what challenges awaited, they would face them together. The human soldier who came as a stranger had become a hero, a symbol of unity and hope. Alaris was no longer just a distant world. It was a home, a place where many lives were joined in a story of peace. A new dawn had arrived,